It's really a pleasure to meet you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebs who asked for more money and were shown the door.
The biggest money-making sitcom on television is officially down a man.
And a lot of writers and people are saying, Valerie, difficult? What?
Good old Chrissy.
I knew she wouldn't let us down.
For this list, we'll be looking at actors who demanded better deals but were either fired or hit a wall and left the negotiating table. Did one of your favorites get fired? Let us know in the comments.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Number 10. Daniel Day Kim and Grace Park, Hawaii Five-0.
What took so long?
As Detective Lieutenant Shin-Ho Kelly and Officer Kono Kalakawa, Daniel Day Kim and Grace Park were integral parts of the Hawaii Five-0 team. After 7 seasons, he and co-star Grace Park asked to be paid the same as actors Alex O'Loughlin and Scott Caan.
Whatever you're into, I'm here. We're family, right? Nothing's ever gonna change that.
However, CBS maintained that O'Loughlin and Caan were the show's leads and countered with an increase that was still short of equal. Unsatisfied, Kim and Park walked. Speaking to Vulture, Kim said he took the role expecting the police drama to become an ensemble show like Lost. CBS's decision was criticized in the media as another case of people of color being paid less than their white peers.
There comes a time for each of us to take a stand at some point in your career and in your lives, and that was the decision I needed to make.
Number 9. Bruce Willis, The Expendables 3.
Let's get down to business, see who wants to work.
Sylvester Stallone and crew's The Expendables was an unbridled and unexpected joy for audiences. Taking all the best action heroes and throwing them into a single movie seems a little easy, but it worked better than anyone would have thought. For the second installment, die-hard actor Bruce Willis joined the ranks and was set to return for the third movie.
And then we're even. We'll get to that.
Although he was reportedly offered $3 million for 4 days' work, Willis demanded an additional $1 million for his time. At $1 million a day, the price tag was too steep.
Has he always been this selfish? Always. Thanks.
Stallone cut him from the movie and replaced him with Harrison Ford in less than 3 days. Even John McClane isn't worth that much money.
You know, Church, you're the kind of guy that pulls the strings and everyone else does your dirty work. You should never have the guts to do it yourself. We're done.
Number 8. Marcus Chong, The Matrix Reloaded. The operator on board the Nebuchadnezzar tank is incredibly excited about Neo's potential.
I gotta tell you, I'm fairly excited to see what you're capable of. If Morpheus is right, no. We're not supposed to talk about this. But if you are, it's a very exciting time. We got a lot to do. We gotta get to it.
However, the actor who portrayed him, Marcus Chong, was a lot less excited about the paychecks he was offered to return for the sequels. Chong asked for more money, but his request was refused. Allegedly, this prompted Chong to make threatening phone calls.
I'm making a documentary, I'm a filmmaker, and I'm making a documentary on the exploitation that Nah, you guys are sick, and I'm not going to participate in the sickness and exploitation of me. Do you understand that?
However, it didn't end there. He filed a lawsuit against the studio and later made a documentary about how he'd been wronged. He seems to have held a serious grudge against everyone involved in the franchise since.
I don't believe it.
Believe it or not, you piece of shit, you're still gonna burn.
Number 7. Georgia Fox and George Eads, CSI, Crime Scene Investigation.
I don't even have to turn around. Sarah Seidel.
It's me.
Having spent 3 years on the set of ER, Georgia Fox's career had already begun to take off by the time she landed the role of Sarah Seidel on CSI Crime Scene Investigation. However, in 2004, both Fox and her CSI co-star George Eads were fired from the show.
I'm tired.
You? Tired? I thought you never sleep. Nice.
During a dispute over their pay, Fox had failed to submit a letter agreeing to come work as scheduled, and Eads didn't show up for filming at all. A week later, however, Fox and Eads were both rehired at their original salaries, while the rest of the cast members received raises.
You guys need an extra set of hands.
No, I think we got it, boss.
Fox would eventually leave the series at the beginning of season 9, citing the commitment of a weekly television show as her reason for departure.
Number 6. Crispin Glover, Back to the Future Part 2.
Glover starred as George McFly in the original Back to the Future movie, but was not in either of the 2 sequels. According to Glover, the filmmakers weren't happy about him questioning the movie's ending, which he perceived as materialistic.
Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think McFly, think.
When he tried to negotiate his salary for subsequent movies, they refused, and the role was recast, but not without controversy.
No, George. Look, it's just an act, right?
Footage of Glover from the first film was used without his consent, and the actor that replaced him was given facial prosthetics to resemble Glover. Glover filed a lawsuit against the studio, which eventually led to changes about how actors are compensated for the use of their likeness.
Well, Marty, I want to thank you for all your good advice. I'll never forget it.
Number 5. Valerie Harper. Valerie.
Life is such a sweet insanity. The more you learn, the less you know.
The 1970s were some of the late actress Valerie Harper's best career years. Her introduction to the Mary Tyler Moore Show as Rhoda Morgenstern made her a star, and even brought about the sequel, Rhoda.
So tell me, what's been going on in your life? Oh, let's see where to start. Nothing.
By the time 1986 had come around, she was taking on another sitcom, Valerie, also known as Valerie's Family, and later renamed The Hogan Family. After 2 seasons, Harper sought an increase in per-episode pay and more of the show's future profits. Failed negotiations saw her walk out of the show entirely, only to return to film the season 3 premiere with a new deal. It didn't last. Harper wanted more, and the network had had enough.
But I did make friends and complete relationships with all the people. Most all of them.
Her character was killed off, and she was replaced as series lead by Sandy Duncan.
Oh, hi.
I thought you were on a date.
I was.
Number 4. Suzanne Somers. Three's Company.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so.
Good.
In 1977, Suzanne Somers became the breakout star of television's Three's Company. Her portrayal of Chrissy propelled Somers into sex symbol status and helped bring the show to a world audience.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I was wet already.
However, as season 5 rolled around, she requested a 400% increase in her per-episode salary and 10% of the show's revenue, which was consistent with fellow co-star John Ritter's salary at the time.
See what I mean?
When her demand wasn't met, she excused herself from a couple of show tapings, but eventually did return to complete her contract. The producers cut her scenes down to less than a minute on screen and shot them separately from the rest of the cast.
Dear Mr. Furley, I owe you 1 month's rent. Chrissy Snow.
Once her contract was finished, the network fired her and Chrissy was written out of the show. Number 3. Sean Connery. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Nothing beats the classics, and Sean Connery's James Bond is proof of that.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
The role launched Connery's career, and it also led him to worry about being typecast. After 5 films, he had grown to dislike the role and found his privacy invaded by fanatical fans, one of whom followed him into a bathroom with a camera.
The journey out would be more dignified than the journey in.
That wouldn't be difficult.
Believing he should be compensated and wanting out anyway, he reportedly asked for a pay raise. The producers refused, and Connery was replaced by George Lazenby for the 6th movie, On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
You gave a very accurate description.
Connery did reprise the role 2 more times, once for the 7th film and once for the remake of Thunderball.
I think he got the point.
Number 2. Charlie Sheen, 2.5 Men.
Man, I hate when this happens.
This happens a lot.
Charlie Sheen's exit from 2.5 Men is perhaps one of the most publicized departures in TV history. Sheen had renegotiated his contract to receive almost $2 million per episode for seasons 8 and 9. After filming most of the 8th season, Sheen was admitted into rehab, forcing the show into a hiatus. While off the air, Sheen made a series of insulting comments about the show's studio and creators, and then demanded an additional $1 million per episode.
Shame on you. Is that it?
Sheen's contract was terminated shortly thereafter, and the show ended this season early.
Let me just say, free at last. Free at last.
An unrepentant Sheen told TMZ the firing is very good news, saying in a statement, "Now I can take all of the bazillions and I never have to put on those silly shirts."
His character was seemingly killed off, only to reappear during the series finale for one final word from the creator Chuck Lorre. Although Sheen himself wasn't present in the actual episode.
Winning.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Terrence Howard, Iron Man 2.
But you are more than what you
Excuse me if I'm just a little bit distracted here.
No, you can't be in case I won't take the settlement.
It's hard to imagine the character of War Machine being portrayed by anyone other than Don Cheadle. But for Iron Man, Marvel's first ever installment in the MCU, James Rhodes was portrayed by Terrence Howard. Rumors have circulated that he was difficult to work with, and as a result, his role in the sequel was vastly reduced.
Come on, Sour Patch. Don't be mad.
I told you I'm not mad, I'm indifferent, okay?
This meant his salary was also trimmed down, something Howard was not at all okay with. Since then, he's gone on record blaming Robert Downey Jr. for failing to help him.
Yeah, well, I need your help right now.
It's funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
This is one situation that definitely isn't marvelous.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.